We're all pretty used to AI that can think. But what if AI could do? I mean, really do things? That's the huge question at the heart of the next major leap in artificial intelligence. AI agents. And believe me, this isn't just about making models a little bit smarter, it's about giving AI the power to act on its own. And that, well, that's going to change everything.
So, for years now, AI has been this brilliant but kind of passive assistant, right? It could answer our questions, it could generate images, but it always just waited for our next command. Well, that is all starting to change. We're actually witnessing the evolution from an AI that just thinks to an AI that acts. It's like AI is finally growing hands and feet, getting ready to step out of the screen and get to work in the real world.
And this slide really nails the difference. Over on the left, you've got AI as we mostly know it today. It's a powerful tool that responds when we give it a direct command. It's a one-and-done kind of deal. But on the right, that's where we're headed, AI agents. These things don't just respond. They plan, they act, and they work all on their own to solve really complex, multi-step problems. Honestly, it's the difference between having a tool and having a partner.
This quote from the source material just hits the nail on the head. We've built these incredibly powerful language models that have this amazing ability to reason. So, agents are just the next logical step. They are the software that turns all of that brain power into actual, practical, useful action. It's the bridge from thinking to doing.
So what's actually under the hood of these new AI agents? How do they tick? Well, to really get it, it helps to think about their anatomy, almost like they're a living creature. There are basically three core parts that make the whole thing work. Okay, so at the very heart of every agent is the model. And this is the brain of the whole operation, right? It's the large language model that's doing all the heavy lifting, all the thinking, all the planning, and all the decision-making.
But a brain is pretty useless without a body. And that's exactly where tools come in. These are the agent's hands, and they let it actually interact with the world. Think of them as APIs that can search the web, or little bits of code that can send emails, or connections to databases that can update records. They're what turn the thoughts into actions.
So you've got the brain and the hands. What connects them? That's the orchestration layer. You can think of this as the agent's nervous system. It's the process that manages the entire workflow, telling the brain when to think and telling the hands when to act. It's what keeps the agent focused on its goal and makes sure everything runs smoothly.
So we have the brain, the hands, and the nervous system. How do they all work together? Well, they operate in this continuous cycle that allows an agent to solve problems in a way that is surprisingly human. It's called the think, act, observe loop.
Let's see this thing in action. Imagine you ask an agent, "Hey, where's my order?" Instead of just shrugging its digital shoulders, it gets to work. First, it thinks, and it creates a little plan. Then, it acts, using a tool to go find your order details. Then, it observes the result. Aha, there's a tracking number. So it acts again, this time using that number with another tool to get the shipping status. And this loop just keeps going until it has the full story. Only then does it report back to you with a complete answer.
Okay, so that's what a single agent can do. Pretty cool, right? But what happens when we start to think bigger? Because the truly mind-bending part is how this whole concept scales, going from just one little problem solver to an entire team of agents all working together.
At the first level, we have the connected problem solver. This is where the AI basically gets its eyes and ears on the real world. By using a tool like a search API, it can access real-time information. It's no longer stuck in its training data. It can tell you the score of the game last night or what's trending on social media right now.
Now, level 2 is where the agent becomes a strategic problem solver. This is where that whole multi-step planning thing really starts to shine. A task like, say, find a coffee shop halfway between two locations isn't just one simple action. The agent has to plan. First, find the midpoint, then search for coffee shops near there, then check the reviews, and finally give you a recommendation.
And then you get to level 3. And this is where we reach the collaborative multi-agent system. Seriously, stop thinking about a single agent and start thinking like a CEO. You can have a project manager agent that gets a high-level goal, and then it delegates specific tasks to a whole team of specialists, a research agent, a marketing agent, a web dev agent, all of them working together to get the job done.
So what happens when our software starts to act like our colleagues? I mean, if we're going to be working with entire teams of autonomous agents, our relationship with technology is about to be completely redefined. They're becoming less like tools and way more like digital coworkers. This is such a powerful way to think about the shift. For the longest time, developers have been like,
Bricklayers, meticulously coding every single step of a program. With agents, our role becomes much more like a director. We set the goal, we provide the context, we choose the right tools, and then we guide our team of autonomous actors to deliver the final product.
Of course, this new level of autonomy comes with a whole new set of challenges. It's a big deal. When we give AI the power to act, we have to ask ourselves some really tough questions, like, how do we build in guardrails to keep them from taking harmful actions? How do you even manage a whole fleet of these digital agents across an organization? And how can we really, truly trust them with our most critical tasks?
Look, this isn't some far-off science fiction. This is the future of software, and it is happening right now. The age of AI agents is going to change how we build our world and how we work within it. So as we're standing right here on the edge of this new era, I'll just leave you with one question to think about. When AI becomes your coworker, what's the very first job you're going to give it?